Well, folks, welcome back. Here's what we have. After taking Game 1, Toronto came back and won Game 2, 5-1. Detroit won Game 3, 5-1. Toronto took Game 4, 4-2. And in the first time that a team won two straight in this series, Toronto blows out Detroit 7-1. This is the first time that Detroit has been in a Game 6 where they didn't have the 3-2 series lead. The Wild swept the Kings. They sit waiting their first ever Stanley Cup playoff berth. The Red Wings at home, Game 6, up against elimination versus the Maple Leafs. Game number 6, Eastern Conference Finals, Little Cesars Arena. Red Wings, Maple Leafs. Toronto with a 3-2 series lead. Detroit facing elimination. How will they handle it? Gostisbehere in his own end. Detroit was no match, overpowered by Toronto in Game 5, suffering a 7-1 loss in Toronto. A closeout game here for the Leafs. Can Detroit force a Game 7 back in what will be a hostile Scotiabank Arena? Only time will tell. We're 60 minutes away from finding out. Matthews in across the line, a quick wrister. That's stopped by Husso. Seider circles back in his own end, up to DeBrincat. Up the left wing side, a low shot, kicked away by Samsonov. Nylander. Pass up. Here's Matthews, knocked off his stick by Gostisbehere. Both teams in the middle of line changes. Gostisbehere to Comfer, who was off the bench. He went back to Kane. Perron with a shot. Samsonov will hold on. I don't really like that selection there by JT Comfer. He was coming with speed off the bench right down the middle of the ice. And instead he threw it out to the blue line. Not much came of it, as Samsonov was able to make an easy save. Now Raymond behind the goal line worked it out front. Turned over. Brody in the wing zone. Out to Tavares. His shot blockered into the corner. Petrie tied up. Comfer helps him out. Up to Raymond, who'll come down the right wing side. Puts on the brakes at the top of the circle. Petrie outmanned on the puck by the Maple Leafs as Bertuzzi now. Here's a one-time blast by Max Domi, and Husso able to glove it. That was a long-range one-timer. It's the kind of one-timer you'd prefer to face given the alternatives. You could see it the whole way. Nice speed, nice agility by Husso. Go from right to left and get his glove up on it. Now, we didn't see this third line a lot in Game 1. Kopp had the power play goal 4-on-3. This line, though, of Kopp, Fabry, and Sprong has been very good. Here's Kapanen. His shot goes wide. Of course, Sprong had the overtime winner in Game 1. That was also a power play goal. Kapanen tries to come in from the blue line. Taken away, and here's Kopp. Left wing side, tied up with Muzzin in the corner. Toronto comes away with it. Camp will send it in deep. Petrie first on it. He'll turn behind his own net. Kopp gets it to Wallman as the Wings start up ice. Kopp, his shot from a bad angle, and Samsonov. I don't think he was expecting that one. He kind of caught it in his torso in a weird spot and just hung on for dear life, hoping that puck didn't bounce out. Detroit coming with their fourth line in the offensive zone faceoff against Toronto's Tavares, Domi, and Bertuzzi's second line. Domi in across the line. Bertuzzi's shot rolls in off the skate of Hall. Rasmussen now gets it up to Hall. The former Maple Leaf will gain the Toronto line. He sends it in. Bortuzzo. It's on it for Toronto, and the Leafs able to start out. Both teams playing a little reserve today, as Husso will cover this. We're in the final seconds. Tavares! That puck bouncing around right at the top of the crease. So each team a little conservative in this first period, and it was a fast-paced first. So we quickly got through 20. No score. 5-3 are the shots through 1. Both teams, neither team really taking chances yet. Toronto had a nice opportunity at the end of the first. The puck bouncing around. Riley with a big hit on Kane as he sent it in behind the Leafs net. Larkin comes away with it. DeBrincat through center. What a save by Samsonov. Dylan Larkin came away with the puck off the half boards and centered it to DeBrincat, who was speeding in from the blue line. And a big save by Samsonov. That was Detroit's best chance so far in this hockey game. Marner to Nylander. That stopped. And Husso will hang on for a face-off to his left. We've played just over 4 minutes in this second period. No score at Little Cesars Arena. Comfer with the face-off win. Sider and Detroit will start through center. The Leafs, as they've been doing so far in this hockey game, a forward back to help the defense. 3 men defending through the neutral zone, trying to clog it up and not give Detroit any opportunities. Tavares with a shot low, rebound to Nylander, who was coming in at the hash marks, and Husso able to hang on. Couple of opportunities by both teams early. Samsonov with a .229 goals against average. He's been very good throughout this postseason. Brody's shot doesn't get through as Wallman blocked it. Puck rolls behind the Wings net. Tavares works over. Petrie comes away with it. Knocked off a stick. Tavares once again centers it. Domi. That's stopped. Toronto with some pressure here. Domi tied up in the corner by Wallman. Bertuzzi in to help him out. Toronto comes away with it. Tavares now on the near boards. Domi sends it way out to Brody. His shot into the corner. There's a delayed penalty coming up. Fabry for tripping. So Toronto will have the first power play of this hockey game. A trip. Fabry was fresh off the bench. Rushing in, he tried to block the shot by Brody. Got into his feet. They're going to call that every time. Sometimes they even call it when you do get the puck. But we have played just over half of this hockey game. There's a shot stopped by Husso. And the first power play will be in the favor of the Maple Leafs. Detroit can gain some momentum with a big kill here. The crowd on their feet at Little Cesars Arena cheering on their home team. Face-off win. Fisher will be able to clear it out. If you'd have told us at the beginning of this season that the Red Wings would be at Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't think many people would have believed it. But we're here now, and the Red Wings want to win. Force a Game 7. A big stop by Husso. Another delayed penalty coming up to Detroit. Give it to him. And they do. Kapanen. Another trip. This time it's Andrew Kopp, though we're showing Robbie Fabry skating off. So good job, EA Sports, as they made Robbie Fabry do a second walk of shame. This time for Adam Kopp's penalty, and it was the same penalty. Diving to block the shot. It was right out at the right point. Same position as last time. Huge opportunity here. 5-on-3. There's a stop. A minute 15 of 5-on-3 action for the Maple Leafs. A big opportunity to get at least one. Another penalty coming up to Detroit. Tavares stopped Comfer for a cross-check. And they're showing poor Robbie Fabry. They made him leave the penalty box and skate back in. It's just uncalled for. And I mean, Comfer, one of their best penalty killers, as is Andrew Kopp. I mean, Comfer took a swing, missed, and took a swing again for good measure. He'd made sure he got that penalty, but undisciplined by the Red Wings. There's Marner. He scores. That is Mitch Marner's 8th of the playoffs. He had 3 coming into this series. Off the face-off, nice tie-up. You could argue that Matthews interfered with Larkin coming out of the face-off dot. You're only going to win that argument in the regular season, potentially. Matthews, nice job running a little bit of interference to keep Larkin at bay. Marner buries it. Kapanen and Matthews get the assists. And now here's the kicker. Toronto still has a 5-on-3 power play. 1:30 remaining on that 5-on-3. Rasmussen, he needs to win this draw. Seider needs to clear it. He gets the win. Seider needs to do his part now, and he does. Out to center. Kapanen does a nice job of not letting it get behind him. Pressure right back on. Rasmussen able to clear it to center once again. Marner taken away by Seider. Moritz Seider with 2 big plays, maybe 3 on this 5-on-3. Off the high glass, that was close to being out of play, delay a game. Rasmussen walks in, his shot just wide. Short-handed, you usually don't get many chances. And Kapanen the other way from his own blue line. He's going to shoot it, stopped by Husso. It looked like Kapanen was slowing down, waiting for someone to catch up with him. Unfortunately, the first person to catch up was a Red Wings defender, cutting off Kapanen's angle and his ability to make the pass, so Husso makes an easy stop. Bertuzzi, his shot rebound, he scores. Tyler Bertuzzi, his 4th. It comes off a face-off again. He keeps it low off the stick of Husso. He makes the first save, but look at that. Detroit defense cannot stop Bertuzzi from getting through. He's on the rebound first. He buries it. The second 5-on-3 power play goal by the Maple Leafs, and it is a 2-0 game, and Toronto still on the power play. Domi will get the assist. Klingberg taken away by Sherratt. 40 seconds remain in the Toronto power play. Fisher off his stick. I believe Compher is the one still remaining in the penalty box for Detroit. It's hard to tell because Fabry went to the box 3 different times. Riley sends it into Tavares. Behind the net, works it out in front. Fisher does a nice job to get it. Bertuzzi with the steal. Stopped. Hull clears it out. Fisher, 1-on-1 with Riley. His shot, nice save by Samsonov. Good play by Fisher. He was able to make an attempt. Far side, Compher out of the box. Full strength for Detroit. 5 minutes to play. Second period. Detroit has a huge hole to climb out of. What a hit by Tavares on Compher right down below us. DeBrincat now for the Red Wings. He's got Kopp. And Compher, his shot saved by Samsonov. Samsonov will hang on with 3:47 remaining in the second period. There's a bone-crushing hit by the Leafs captain. As now Toronto with a 2-0 lead, they can sit back a little bit. You don't want to sit back too much. There's Kane off the face-off to Brinkett. Kane didn't handle that puck as cleanly as he would have liked, as he had DeBrincat sliding in for a one-timer. Ooh, Riley crushed by Gostisbehere. Kane trying to start up the left wing side. He's fought off the puck. The Leafs. Left wing side, here's Nylander. Out front, nice play by Gostisbehere to get a stick on it and break that one up. We have 30 seconds remaining in the second period. There's a shot blocked by Muzzin. Matthews through center. One last attempt. His shot. Husso will make the save. He hangs on with just 0.6 seconds remaining in this second period. Two nothing Toronto. Oh, nice attempt off the draw. Doesn't get through. We will head to the second intermission. It's Toronto 2, Detroit nothing. The shots are 21-9 in favor of Toronto, thanks in large part the back-to-back 5-on-3 power plays in which Toronto scored on both of them. 20 minutes Detroit has to stretch their season. One more hockey game. Kane, left wing side, Gostis Bears shot, Samsonov with a save. That's just Detroit's 10th shot in this hockey game. They had 3 in the first period, 6 in the second. They need, and Toronto will probably give them some opportunities with a 2-0 lead. There's a blast by Kane, a one-timer. Out to the line. Kane sends it out to the line one more time. Marner pushing and gets it out. 2-on-1 the other way. Marner's got Nylander with him. Oh, good job by Gostis there getting back. Intercepting that one. Nylander, he tried to force it through Gostis Bear once again, making a big defensive play. 5 minutes gone by. 2-0 still for Toronto. Nylander over to DeBrincat intercepted that one-time pass to Matthews. Larkin and DeBrincat through center. Detroit. Whoa! What a hit on DeBrincat. Wallman with a shot. I was going to say Detroit's really working this top line to start the third period. Tavares gets it back to Bertuzzi's shot. Stop. Bertuzzi has one tonight. Another attempt by Bertuzzi that stopped. Boy, I really expected Toronto to sit back a bit on this 2-goal lead. Detroit would get some opportunities, but they are working the Red Wings now as we are under 10 minutes to go in regulation time. Game number 6. Toronto 2, Detroit nothing. Toronto leading 3-2 in this series. These are the biggest 9 minutes and 29 seconds the Red Wings have played in a long time. Brody's shot, that trickles through off a leg and kicked aside by Husso. Raymond for Detroit. Blast by Perron does not get through. It hits Muzzin in Toronto. Domi will send it in deep. Tavares gives chase, takes it away from Hall. Domi. He gives it away. Sherratt with the steal. 6:20 to go. Sherratt, the veteran, has it knocked off his stick in the Leafs line. Domi will come away with it. Camp. He sends it in deep. That's all Toronto has to keep doing. Get the puck in deep. Kill time. Muzzin. Sherratt is hauled down. Kelly Yarncroke with a trip. 4:10 remains in this third period. And Kelly Yarncroke sends the Red Wings to their first power play of Game 6. Detroit needs this one. They need one here. The sooner the better. Sprong. He works off the draw, gives it away, and Matthews sends Detroit back. Here's Fabry. He's scored some big goals throughout this playoff push to the Stanley Cup. Can he, Robbie Fabry, come through big here? Comfer up to DeBrincat. Sprong moves into the slot. His shot off a leg. Sider tries to get it back low. Matthews will clear it once again. Fabry in his own end. Sider, cross ice to Comfer. The Wings trying to move quickly. They gain the Leafs line, but Matthews. What defensive presence by Austin Matthews. And here's Bortuzzo now after DeBrincat was hit. Sends it the length of the ice. The Wings changing power play units. DeBrincat is injured going off the ice. Larkin, he turns the puck over. Riley to the line, not outsider, run over, and Camp. 1-on-1. His shot stopped by Husso. What sound defense by the Leafs. And look at this hit by Riley on DeBrincat that has sent him to the locker room. One of Detroit's top goal scorers. He looks like he's back on the bench now in case they need him, holding his stomach, chest area. Red Wings face off in their own end. Under 30 seconds to play on the power play. Raymond, 3-on-1. Oh, Detroit, Gostisbehere turned it over. Detroit had a 3-on-1. Toronto gets away with being a little overzealous. Now here's Kane. Penalty to Garncrook, over. Full strength. There's a shot. Rebound. Gostisbehere. That's kicked away. You got to like what Kane was doing there. He knew the Wings were coming. He shot it low to the far side. Folks, we have 30 seconds remaining. The Leafs looking to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals against the Wild. Husso's going to cover it with just 19 seconds. What a great season our Red Wings have had. And you can imagine the heartbreak down there as they have to play through this final 19 seconds. Toronto in Game 4 really took over this series. The Wings, the net is empty. 10 seconds to play. Fabry, his shot stopped by Samsonov. He will cover it. And the Leafs fans that made their way from Toronto to watch this one will have bragging rights as John Tavares, the captain, Austin Matthews, the superstar, are just seconds away from a Stanley Cup playoff berth. We have one more face-off. It's just a formality at this point. The Red Wings got themselves in penalty trouble in the second, and Toronto made them pay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Maple Leafs are your Eastern Conference champions. What a road. What a run by the Red Wings. A bittersweet end to what was a great season. There were some high highs and some low lows. Took us right to game 82. There's the presentation of the Prince of Wales trophy. Tavares, my apologies, is not going to touch it. Folks, that's all for our season. The Detroit Red Wings' hopes in this Cinderella season fall in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, 2-0. The Maple Leafs win the series 4-2. We will do a wrap-up of the season when we see you next time.